Third island ho.
This is the...
I guess third island how, because we started this island with how.
So they're...
Fancy place you won't do anything important in.
No, you can catch a Poliwag if you want, I guess.
Well, you know,
That's
not every fancy location has to have important events that happen in it. Sometimes just passing through such a place can add to the sense of adventure.
What's really annoying, though, is that house standing right in front of the bridge where there's enough room to walk around him, even though you can't walk around him. But the guy you're looking for is literally just on the other side of the bridge. So, like... Why?
Figure.
Why? How? Why? So you have to basically
spoil
go
a beautiful area of the game with bad design like that. Why not, game?
Because you have to. They want you to explore the whole thing because there's no reason to. Well, I mean, aside from just looking for items.
Players would explore it anyway.
Yeah, they
should
would.
Just made it optional. People appreciate that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, this area is supposed to be inspired by Johto, although I don't really see it. Like, I mean, I guess there's kind of some.
Maybe a little bit of Eckertique, but yeah,
not,
that's about
not
it.
Really.
Luxury ball. There are premium Pokeballs that make Pokemon more
That
comfortable.
actually raises the caught Pokemon's happiness towards you.
Okay, well, you see, there are two Pokeballs, and I forget which one does which. Because there's like a Friendship Ball, which is one of Kurt's Apricorn Balls, and then there's the Luxury Ball. One doubles the rate in which it increases happiness, and one makes it start with a higher happiness. I forget which one is which. I think the Luxury Ball is the one that doubles the rate of happiness because you can actually buy that one, whereas Kurt's applesauce balls, there's like, you get one of them each.
Oh, I love those.
You get one each in this game by doing little side quests.
You just walk past an item without picking it up.
Gonna get it later, I think. I don't know.
Huh.
It's probably not important.
Dude, don't run!
Nope,
don't!
don't need
Dude, you could get a rare Pokemon from that fish bubble. Save and then reset a 5.
What do I need it for?
Pokedex? I don't know. Save and
Can you
reset in front of that
imagine us
until you get a Dratini, man.
Can you imagine us actually doing a like?
Oh boy, the thing that made everyone really fucking mad.
Listen, as a wrestling fan, I appreciate it, but I understand why people may not.
It just comes out of nowhere.
It goes from a cat to a slightly bigger cat to suddenly bipedal wrestler thing.
Suddenly a tiger mask. Okay.
Like, I mean, the change from Dartrix to oh god, I forget what's the third form for that Pokemon's name? Decidueye. Thank you. That's a little bit sudden too, but that design's cool actually. So
it's cool, and at least it sticks with the Archer sort of motif.
Yeah. Whereas it's
that they've been having, whereas this just kind of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It seems like the third tier evolutions of the starters this generation really do jump the shark.
No,
compared to the second
Primarinas is
version,
great.
though.
That's the water type one. You see, it's the best one, obviously, which is why
it's like the owl becomes some sort of cloaked wizard after being a stand-up comedian, and this one is just a wrestler. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, have you evolved to Primarina yet?
Nope,
not yet.
Nope.
Okay, that one's the best one. And all these people are like, "Oh, I like Poplio now," and I'm like, "Bitch, I like Poplio from the beginning." All right. If you don't like him at your Poplio, you don't deserve him.
You're also wrong. You're also wrong about a lot of things, Ted.
Like
Rage
what?
candy bar, is that like a special kind of rare candy, or?
No, that's just a cure all status conditions.
You see, what's kind of morbid about the
Ice cream cone mon.
But what's kind of morbid is that people eat ice cream cones shaped like the ice cream cone Pokemon. So that's like buying pork chops and having them shaped like little pigs. That's a little morbid when you think about it that way. It's like animal crackers, but for real things.
Well,
it's chocolate low punnies.
How far does that analogy go, Ted? Is the ice cream made of ice cream cone Pokemon?
I don't. Okay, give me.
Oh my god!
Well, there is that picture of the Horde battle with the 5 Vanillites and then the Mega Alakazam with the 5
Mega
spoons.
Alakazam, yeah, spoons.
Yeah. I mean, people, like, eating Pokemon is not a new thing. Like, Pokedex entries talk about Pokemon eating other Pokemon, and you can eat Slowpoke tail. Like, it's an actual thing that exists. But it's okay, they grow
Don't
back.
Slowpokes regrow back? Yeah. I was
Yeah, they
about to
grow
say.
them back, but...
Mm-hmm.
Like, in Gen 2, it was supposed to be like an, ew, gross, I would never buy that. And then in later games, it's like, yeah, actually, I'll buy that. Because it's a good status item. Also, I love how Kukui, like, barely cared that we saw an Ultra Beast in an Ultra Wormhole. He's like, oh, wow.
I don't think he believes us.
He's
Wow,
like,
you know, I just realized what bugs me about that section we just went through. It's kind of like the first dungeon of the first Final Fantasy, that little room you fight Garland in. Only, imagine there's someone standing in front of the door between you and Garland, so you have to lap around the outside before you can go and fight him.
what's interesting about it, though, is that you go back there later for a story thing. And you can just walk straight to him. It's like, that's a Team Skull thing. And you can...
High pointless reference.
Hi, I don't know why Oak suddenly has a cousin and he's just here now, but whatever.
Why they couldn't just make him Oak on vacation or something.
Yeah,
It looks like Oak on
1970s Oak.
vacation.
yeah.
Spent a little bit of time out in the sun, did you, buddy?
You know, back when when you usually do flashbacks of a professor's previous lives, they usually go with the afro. This guy just has a 70s mullet.
Well, it's pretty gray, so he's been keeping that hair in good condition. I've got to say.
He auditioned for Dumbledore in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, but didn't make the cut.
Pokemon Trainer Red, did you put your name on our Goblet of Fire? ... he said,
he's
he
getting this
said
out.
angrily.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of boutiques and other shops around here that we don't need to deal with.
Also, an empty
And a
lot.
random vacant lot for some reason.
Yeah,
we couldn't figure out what to put here.
Yeah, they put like a fake Vermilion Gym little building in there in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. All of the empty lots are filled with something in Ultra Sun, which I do appreciate because like they do kind of change the world a little bit. But I mean, it's...
She keeps talking about buying clothes, but she wears the same outfit over and over.
Well, that's
What
supposed to
kind
be...
of
That's actually
outfit
supposed
is
to...
she-
Well, you do see the outfit later in the game. It's supposed to be...
No, I know.
It's supposed to be symbolic because, like, her mom dressed her, and she doesn't know how to dress
Like
herself.
like an alternate dimension jellyfish.
For some reason. Also, hello, actual 5-year-old. Like, I don't know if Hapu's supposed to be, like, literally 5 years old or is just really, really, really short.
I always took it as really short.
Yeah, that's what I always took it.
Also, her and Lily are gal pals.
Yep.
So what you're saying is that she's a Game of Thrones reject.
Sure, yeah. They were gonna do Rule 63 edition, and, she got rejected.
Little she-Tyrion.
She got rejected and, just passed the set for Pokemon Sun and Moon on the way over. And was like, sure, whatever. Time for lore
And
dumping.
the library. Yep, lore dumping.
Everyone's favorite part of fantasy games. When they have to just
Excellent.
explain the mythology to you because there's no way to naturally incorporate it into the world.
My favorite case of that is Final Fantasy 15, where like the lore is given to you on blurbs of text on the wall in the tutorial. So...
Do you have to read it, or...
No, you don't. The tutorial isn't even something you have to play. You're like asked at the start of the game, do you want to do the tutorial? And you go to this dream room where there's a rabbit that talks to you, and Gladio and the others do combat drills with you, and you can read the lore on the wall, and then you tell the rabbit when you're done, and when you're done the game starts and you're pushing the car in the desert.
Okay. Yeah, that's bizarre. I mean...
It's bizarre, but at least you can skip it.
That's true. I mean, there is more to read if you actually go through all of the books in the library. But I mean, that's really boring, so...
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I'll enjoy this game when I finally get around to playing through it properly. It does seem to have a nice balance of story and charm to it.
A lot of people...
Generally so, yeah.
I mean, I like the story, but I noticed that a lot of people complain about the cutscenes being too long. I generally don't mind, though, because I find them interesting. and the characters fun.
I'll probably never complain about that in the context of a JRPG like this one, because I've played both the original Wild Arms and the PS2 remake, and I can tell you, the longer cutscenes really help the story there.
Well, you
Like,
see, the thing is
really.
that people don't really consider Pokemon a normal JRPG, is the thing. Like, people who don't normally play other RPGs
Yeah,
play
well, those
Pokemon.
people are dumb, and they should stop. They should just stop.
Up here we go.
It's a JRPG, whether you like it or not. It's turn-based combat.
Yeah.
The fact that there's only one party member doesn't change that.
Yeah, like, it's kind of like, that goes both ways. It's just like, oh, you'll play Pokemon, so you'll probably like other RPGs. Also, RPG fans, Pokemon is a real RPG. Calling it not a real RPG just makes you sound dumb.
Yeah.
Also, hi, Mike Bolton.
Those kinds of elitist conversations always bug the crap out of me. It's like people arguing over whether or not Zelda's an action RPG. Yeah, it doesn't have many RPG elements in terms of roleplay, but it's an action RPG. It's one of the games that basically launched the genre. I mean, what do you want?
Yeah, the big one is always like, is Smash a fighting game? It's a party
Yes, it is.
game. Is it a fighting game?
It's not a Street Fighter game. It's not a Tekken game, but it's a fighting game.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Power Stone is a fighting game, so is Smash.
Honestly, genre doesn't really matter all that much. Like, genre really is only useful for setting your expectations about certain things, I think.
Yeah, some people want to set really specific expectations about what a game should be. But you know, Final Fantasy 13 is an RPG. It's not a good RPG, but it's an RPG. You can't argue that.
Yeah, we were. I was having this argument actually. Well, not about games, but the other day, they were talking. My parents were. We were talking about the new Star Wars movie, which is still not out yet.
At the time of this recording.
Yeah. And they were talking about like, oh, it's a science fiction thing, and I was like, you know, a lot of people would say it's a fantasy movie, and they were like, oh no, it's in space, it's a science fiction, and I'm like,
No, science fiction denotes actual scientific.
yeah, it's
undertones
science
for it.
fiction genre stuff gets a little murky because there's hard science fiction that gets really into
Yeah.
its sciencey stuff, and that's the kind of stuff that wouldn't touch like naval combat in space with a 10-foot pole because when you really think about it, it makes no sense. But and then there's stuff like Mass Effect or Star Wars where there are heavy fantasy elements, but it's still sci-fi at its core.
yeah.
So it's
Oh, you're doing this side quest where the
Yeah. Free experience.
Yeah, where like you see, there's much more of this in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Like it's every other guy you talk to.
Which is something, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It does add a lot of charm to the world. I just wish that
Nintendo-
I could bring those things into this version with the good main story as well.
Nintendo seems to be really dipping their hands into the open side quest heavy design bucket lately. Like Breath of the Wild did it, Mario did it, Pokemon's doing it. And I wouldn't say Pokemon's like open world, but they really are getting the side quest stuff down.
Yeah, my only
Well, they're trying to get more.
my only issue in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is that the reward isn't really often worth the
No,
side
the rewards
quest.
are always garbage.
Yeah, I mean, granted,
yeah.
you could say that about a lot of RPGs, but there's like some examples where like you'll do this like 5 to 10 minute side quest and get a revival herb, which is an item that you never use. So
Yeah, that kind of stuff is all over side quests in these kind of games. It's like, well, you can make every side quest really significant and give the player this feeling that they have to do everything, or you can make them not as significant and let them pick and choose what they want to do and have the really good items be sort of at least seemingly randomly distributed through the side quests, so that finding the side quest that gives you a really good reward is a nice surprise, you know?
Yeah.
But then you leave some of the players who are really only in it for the reward feeling like they wasted a lot of their time.
Yeah. Because, you know, to hell with world building, I just want the items at the end of the day is a mindset for a lot of
Fuck
people.
me, I'm the World of Warcraft player who actually reads the goddamn text blurbs, so I don't care about the reward.
Well,
I just
two
do
of you.
everything.
Yeah, but you see,
Oh,
from
fair.
what I've heard of MMOs, people actually get mad at you if you read, Or watch the cutscenes before raids because you slow everyone else.
Flashbacks to the final dungeon of Final Fantasy XIV's core game.
Yeah, because everybody gets upset at you.
The Praetorium.
Yeah, that place.
Praetorium and Castrum.
Okay, they learned their lesson after the core game, but the final dungeon,
Yeah.
the final dungeon of the main story in the game before you get to patch and expansion content, inserts a bunch of long ass cutscenes into the final multiplayer dungeon. Keep in mind, you cannot solo this dungeon. Well, you probably could if you were like 15 levels above after you have 2 expansions installed, but like you'd have to play this dungeon with other people, and if you wanted to watch the cutscenes, conventional player wisdom, you know, as devised by assholes who don't care about your gaming experience, is to skip all the cutscenes and watch them in the cutscene theater later.
Yes.
Which,
if you are naive enough to think you can watch cutscenes in your first run of that, I hope you enjoy the first cutscene, because by the end of that, the dungeon's over.
The only way you're going to enjoy that dungeon as God intended is to recruit like 6 other players, or what? No, 7 other players to join you through a run through this lengthy dungeon, so that they can sit and wait for you to watch those goddamn cutscenes.
Open up Party Finder, say cutscene run.
Yeah.
will people actually like join you for that though?
Yeah. As long as you specify that you want to go in here to actually watch the cutscenes as you're progressing through the dungeon, people will do that. And if they don't abide by that, you can just kick them out.
Okay. Well, you see,
know.
I'm glad that there are people like you. Can you like specify that in the Party Finder? Okay.
Yeah. You can use for the recruitment criteria. You can specify
when
that.
I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV myself, I don't actually like to use the random party finder at all. I just use the party I just use the party finder that lets you recruit people under conditions, because then I can get a party that doesn't mind taking it a little bit slow rather than rushing ahead and not letting me read all the little inscriptions in the dungeon. Thanks, guys.
First time, no bonus. Hey, what?